So I have here a Quamba drone. In my opinion, like baby's first fight stick. These are all the original Quamba buttons, but these will be replaced one day soon. Stock lever. Most of this is stock. The only difference is I changed the washer and the gold ball here. It's not original. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to swap this out and I'm going to exchange it for this one here. This is the Quamba Gravity joystick. And this one is one you find most common in the Quamba Q8, which is an all gravity button and gravity lever joystick controller. I'm not sure what type of lever this uses. I know that it's Quamba, but I have a couple other Quamba controllers they came with switches. They either came with a Sanwa or they came with Quamba switches. This one is not like that. This one kind of has like a harness, like a Korean lever. You can hear the difference. Now, I love my clickiness in my levers, don't get me wrong, but this lever here is a little bit too loose, a little bit wonky in comparison to the Quamba gravity lever here. So we're going to swap that out, but in order to do this we also need a 5-pin connector. Now this is my last 5-pin connector. I should probably order some more, but I was already lucky enough to have one extra one. So I'm just going to take these screws out. Screws are taken out. I just got to remove this ball top here. When you have access behind the joystick here, sometimes these little caps, they can come with a metal attachment, and you can use that to take off the bat or the ball top there. Actually, moving around. There we go. That's all you need. Just a little twist to loosen it up, and you're gonna take off the ball top. Now when you take off the lid here, you want to be careful on this one. Not all joysticks are like this, but this one usually there's some type of harness. 9 times out of 10 there's going to be a harness holding down the PCB and buttons. So just be careful with that. Just slowly pull the pins out, and then we're just going to swap out this lever. And the hard part is already done, to be honest. The hard part is done there. You can see all these colors. All these colors are in charge of a direction for when you're going up, down, left, and right. This is very unique for a standard joystick. You usually see this in Korean levers, but this right here is very unique. Unique in a good or bad way, I don't know. It's funny because there's Quamba controllers out there that don't have this type of harness, that are like older than this one by at least 5 years. The Quamba Q1 or the Quamba Carbon, they're like 99% the same stick. One of them just has an updated PCB, that's it. Those have switches, they don't have harnesses, so that's interesting. Like I said, just removing the 6 screws on the back, taking off the ball top and shaft cover with the dust washer, that's 99% of the problem when swapping out one of these levers. See this lever? It just popped in and out just fine. And now we have the gravity here. Just gonna pop it right there. It lines up perfectly fine. This is like the only tricky part. These arrows you see here, that's gonna line up to the PCB on this end. You can see up here, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it says up, down, left, right. That's where this will go in there. So, and it pops in just like that. And we're gonna finish connecting this. Just gonna mount this back. Usually you just screw them in, and when you screw them in by hand, you catch a little bit of resistance towards the bottom, then that should be enough. You don't need to over tighten them. There is a PCB still under that joystick. You don't want to bend that or break it. This is the PCB from the USB connector. Gonna plug that in. There you go. I think the arrows go pointing down, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so we're just gonna try it. The arrow is pointing down. Oh, sorry about that. Completely forgot the ball top. Forgot about that. But here's a quick trick. You can get a rubber band to hold down. If you don't have the shaft cover, hold it down. You can just turn the ball top. Normally, I'll put the ball back on, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually boot up on one of the. So I booted up the controller tester here, and I'm going to plug in this controller. Okay, so it recognized it. Down, up, left, right. there it is. Okay, it's working. All right, so it does look like this is the correct way to do it. When you're plugging in this harness, the arrows were facing down, and these arrows line up into the PCB. There's actually cut-ins where they slide in perfectly, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, that took a little bit longer than I expected. It turns out the cable from the USB that goes to the PCB, it's a little bit snug against the frame of the lever there, but it did fit, and I did test it out. It does work. So if you can see here on the screen, going down, up, left, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and L1 and L2 are on the back over here in comparison to this one. So we're just gonna test it out on some games real quick. All right, we got Virtua Fighter booted up. Yeah, this is my layout when I play Virtua Fighter. This is PKG here. So everything looks good. Brad, put some clothes on. Yeah, it's very loud. Yeah, these buttons are definitely kind of loud, and I think that comes mainly from the controller itself. There's not a lot of stuff going on in there. It's very hollow. I originally had one of these. This was my first ever arcade stick. I just bought this recently off of a friend because I no longer had my original. Out. Ring out. Alright, we got some Project Justice booting up here. For those that don't know, Project Justice is a 3v3 fighting game. The 3v3 comes into play with your special moves, but also once the round is over, both winners and losers can change their character to anybody on their team. So it's very unique. 2.5D fighter. And that's gonna do it. Went ahead and swapped out the lever. It is quieter. You won't have to hear those switches, but these buttons still very loud. The casing is very hollow, so there's some things I can do to kind of change that, fix that up a little bit. For right now, I'm happy with it, and now I have a Quamba Gravity in here, and I just got to get those buttons worked on, but I'll take care of that in another video. But thanks for watching, and hopefully y'all learned that you can swap out your lever by yourself. So thank y'all for watching.